Hey y'all, welcome back to another review of Life of Chesty for Tyler Perry's Divorced Sister Season 1, Episode 1. Okay, so the name of the episode was The Pretty Lady, and it aired June 9th, y'all, if I'm not mistaken, because they said it was going to air that one. Then they said it was going to release one June 10th, so I don't know if that's the same episode or what, but we'll see. But the synopsis says, Geneva, Tiffany, and Rashida confront personal betrayals as tensions rise while preparing for a church banquet. And Naomi seeks revenge on her ex-husband amid her divorce. Okay, y'all, so I'm still getting used to the name, so we're going to try to go by the synopsis. So first, they talk about Geneva, Tiffany, and Rashida confront personal betrayals as tensions rise while preparing for a church banquet or whatever. So Geneva, let me scan my notes, y'all, because I got to get used to their names. But it was an okay episode or whatever. Geneva is the lawyer. She's a lawyer, and she's married to William. She's married to William. She has a daughter named Anika. Now, I don't know if they got more kids, but so far, we only see Anika or whatever. But yeah, they was in the car talking and everything. But she ended up finding out through her daughter that her husband, if that's her husband or just her boyfriend, I'm assuming it's her husband, that he run around calling people pretty lady and stuff. She had some dolls or whatever, she was pretending to make them talk and stuff. I missed the part where she said that he kissed her. I only seen the part where the girls was talking about it. Her friends was talking about it. I was like, I missed that part. I heard about him saying that she was a pretty lady and stuff like that, but I missed the part where he kissed her or whatever until her friends was talking about it at the doggone salon. I said, see, she just said not to say nothing, and you still talking. And I said, I don't know. I said, one thing I will say, because a lot of people was thinking this was going to be a spinoff of Sisters. The one thing I see that's in common is the fact that they friends talking behind their back and sharing their business, especially when they tell you not to tell. Now, I understand, I feel like if it was something like dangerous or just something they gave you approval to tell, then that's different. Or you just concerned, but you just over here gossiping and stuff already. But yeah, with Geneva, they haven't showed William, but it looks like he's being played by, what's his name? The guy that was on Sister? I think so. But yeah, Geneva ends up, once she found out, she kept questioning the lady. She kept questioning her daughter, Anika, or whatever, asking about the lady, what's her name, or whatever. She just said she was Maddie's mom. But yeah, Geneva kept questioning Anika about Maddie and her mama and stuff like that. And then that's when her friend Tiffany said, no, stop questioning her. And she was like, kids and stuff like that. I said, they always say, I think it just depends. Because sometimes kids do be making up stuff. But at the same time, I always say, just because you think the kid not paying attention doesn't mean that they not. And then I was like, if you're going to do something, it's bad enough that you're doing something. But the fact that you not even paying attention, that your daughter seen what you was doing, that's a whole nother violation. But yeah, she ends up calling the lady. First, I thought, look, when the lady came to the car, because Geneva and Tiffany was together. Apparently, Tiffany was going to take Anita for a week, if I'm not mistaken. And the lady Rose, her name Rose or whatever, I was like, when she was talking to her, saying how we don't usually see you and stuff like that. We see your husband or we see the nanny and stuff. I was like, it's going to be her. It's going to be something about her or whatever. Nope. But yeah, she ends up calling her, asking her about Maddie, talking about she wanted to have a play date and stuff. Just asking her for the number, for her name, the last name. And the lady was like, she can't tell her that. And she was like, she mentioned again how her husband be the one that coming up there. And she said something about it was supposed to be a parent-teacher conference and she could introduce them then or whatever. That lady did not wait. Geneva did not wait. She ends up going to the school. She said her daughter had left her bear or something like that. I don't know if I'm assuming he was a janitor or something. And he was like, he can't let her in. Then she sweet talked him. He let her in or whatever. She went looking at photos and stuff. She was like, this is my daughter or whatever. And this is Maddie or whatever. And just talking and stuff like that. She mentioned the play day. And he just over here spilling the beans. He just telling all the business. He told who the lady was. Told that she had something written on her leggings. She always wearing leggings or whatever. Told the last names. Told where they work. I said, these folks they tell all you business. That's why you can't let nobody know. Diddly freaking squat. Just told the whole lady background of Hamlet. Seems like she's married. Seems like she married. And I said, everybody gonna be cheating on the doggone show or what? But yeah, she done went to the school or whatever. And then she told me, I just realized that the bear was in the other car, my other car and stuff like that. And he still, before she left, I think that's when he revealed what he seen on her leggings or something like that. He revealed something else. Either way it go, he was telling all the business. But yeah, Geneva had told Tiffany not to say anything to the girl. She went right on and told or whatever. I said the girl didn't even have to try that hard. She was sharing Rashida business and she was sharing Geneva business. I was like, see, can't tell nobody nothing. Can't tell them nothing. But yeah, Bridget and Tiffany. So they end up meeting up, and that's when they was at the salon, just getting they toes did, I think. And they was talking, and she was like, if you tell me what's going on with Geneva, I'll tell you what's going on with Rashida. Oh, did I write down Rashida and Jeff? Yeah, I did. Hold on. And I just realized something. Bridget works for Rashida and Jeff or whatever. So, I think they showed a scene. Yeah, they did show a scene where she went in the office and she was just talking to her. And she said something about she had one more counseling session and she asked if she want her to stay. Didn't she mention, if y'all seen the episode, did she mention that the lady had been blowing her up or something like that? She said, she made some comment and I didn't pick up on it. I did not pick up on it at first or whatever. And I was like, well, it's technically a good thing that she wasn't there because she would have been telling Tiffany all that too. But yeah, with Bridget and Tiffany, like I said, she was like, if you tell me what's going on with Rashida, I'll tell you what's going on. If you tell me what's going on with Geneva, I'll tell you what's going on with Rashida or whatever. I think I said that wrong. Either way it go, they were sharing business that didn't concern them. But yeah, Tiffany ends up saying that Rashida doesn't seem happy. Something's going on. She know it. She just don't know what it is because she didn't want to tell her. And she told about Geneva too. She told about Geneva that Anika said that she's seen her daddy kiss that lady and call her a pretty lady. But out the gate, I said it doesn't seem like Naomi's the only one with a problem. Because they was talking all this about Naomi. I was like, it don't seem like she's the only one. But yeah, I think that's all Bridget and Tiffany was talking about. But they did mention somebody named Vaughn, if I'm not mistaken. Apparently, Tiffany is playing house with him. She was asking her about getting married and stuff like that. And that's all that happened with them. Who we gonna go to next? Should we go with Rashida now? I think we're gonna end with Rashida now. Next we got Naomi and Franklin. I already revealed that they were saying that she was, did I say that? I don't think I said that. But yeah, she was talking to Geneva. Apparently Geneva is her lawyer. And Geneva was telling her to stop harassing Franklin. And she was like, I'm not harassing him. But they showed her. She was looking up the lady that he's involved with now. I don't know if they married now or just dating or what. But she was looking her up. She couldn't get into account because she was blocked. She done hired some dude who's played by the dude that played Doc on All the Queensmen, if you watched that. And she ends up sleeping with him or whatever. Then she was like, she told him to get out and he wouldn't leave. He kept looking around and he was right there. Like, at first I thought she was trying to access other accounts because I was like, why would she type her password in front of him or whatever? But no, she was trying to get into apparently social media or something like that. So he just watching her, stuff like that. He started talking to her. He was like, I can help you with that. She started telling him to get out. He like, he not going nowhere. So she ends up getting the weapon and pulling on him. This man don't lick the doggone weapon. I said, both of y'all crazy. And she looked like she was turned on by that. He licked the doggone weapon. I said, what's going on here? But yeah, I think, did he ever leave? Because I think the last time she still was like threatening him. Did he sit back down? I don't know. Either way it go, he was like, he told her to get in contact with him if she's ready to, get into something dangerous or do something and stuff like that, because that's what he do. That's what he do or whatever. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she said that she wanted to go after him. If not, the dude offered to help either way go. And I think the last people we got is Rashida and Jill. So they showed them at the church or whatever. And I was confused because Bridget sounded like she called her first lady. But then when they was talking, she was like, I think it was Geneva and Tiffany talking. And she said something about she's the pastor. And I was like, so is they both pastors or what? I'm confused. But yeah, they was in a meeting or whatever. And Jeff just kept saying stuff. And he was kind of like, how do you say it? I don't know. He was taking shots at her. I say it like that. He was taking shots at her, but passing it off. He was laughing and stuff like that. The dude over here, I don't know what's going on there. Because he just standing up there looking at stuff. I don't know if that's his job or what. But he just kept staring and stuff. But yeah, so, like, they was, like, going back and forth and stuff like that. And they was quiet. I think the only person was looking, the only two people looking was Bridget and the dude. I ain't catch his name or whatever, but apparently he works for them. But, yeah, he just kept looking. I was like, something's going to be going on there. I don't know what, but we'll see. But, yeah, she ends up going out or whatever. He was like, she ends up talking, put her down for 3 hours because she talk a lot. And he was just saying stuff. He was just taking shots at her or whatever. So she left out of there and she ends up telling him she don't appreciate him undermining her. And she said something about how the dude didn't listen because she was like she needed to talk to her husband alone. And he just stood there. He looked at Jeff or whatever, and Jeff told him to go ahead. And I was like, yeah, we'll see though. But yeah, she was like, she don't appreciate him undermining her, but he just shrugged it off. He just shrugged it off or whatever. But this is the part that I was talking about, how I didn't pay attention when Bridget and Rashida was talking in the office or whatever. Because, I forgot about that part. They was in the office or whatever, and she was just checking on her. Lord, I keep mixing up their name. Bridget was checking on Rashida or whatever, and she was like, she okay. And she mentions how she needs to talk to the girls about this. And she was like, did you tell? She was like, no. Why they got on speakerphone and say, I heard that she heard about they supposed to be inviting the dude, Naomi's ex, Franklin, supposed to be inviting him or whatever. And she looked at her. I said, yeah, exactly. You see that they be snitching to each other, so don't tell them dilly freaking squat. But she mentioned during that meeting, she said that it was one more counseling session or whatever, and that she been steady contacting her, and I didn't pick up on it until now when I'm reading the doggone notes. I was like, oh, because when they had the session, it was Rashida and whatever that lady name, and she was talking to her. She was like, you contacted me a lot of times or whatever, like, and they was just talking, and she finally got to the point. She finally got to the point and said, like, she didn't want forgiveness or whatever. She was like, hey, you done something to me to need forgiveness? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, what is it? And she was like, she been sleeping with her husband. I was like, oh Lord, oh my goodness. Maybe the dude was staring because he knew that he was sleeping around or whatever. Or maybe he just don't appreciate the way he treat his wife or something. I don't know, y'all. We gonna see, that's for sure. But yeah, let me check the notes and make sure. But I think that's all that happened, y'all. But yeah, they were saying, I don't know, maybe they messed up because first they said it's supposed to be aired last night. Then they said another one today. Then they said another one on the 12th. And I was like, they gonna show 3 a week? Or what? But yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is how girls today and be safe.